Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the INT Android 18 and basically how good she is at 100% in the hidden potential system after her recent world tournament Extreme Z Awakening. Now this Android 18 is actually pretty cool. I think functionally speaking she's obviously got limitations, but she can have real moments of shine, and I think that's something that's incredibly cool and always well worth it from World Tournament units. She raises attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns, which is pretty good, but it's the way it can work with her passive that makes things super interesting. Key plus 3, attack and defense of 180%, and launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super. She also gets more additional attacks based on how many attacks she evades in a turn. She also gets more based on obviously the attack she incurs within a turn, and so she can fire off like 3 or 4 super attacks in a turn. And because of this and because of how her passive works, she can really go crazy and go like completely bananas and get like 13-14 million attack stats. Now in terms of her hidden potential build, additionals seems like a good call. If you really want to go ultra defensive, you probably go majority evasion with additional. If you're wanting to go, let's say, more of like my build's probably a evasion plus crit build, which you probably saw already obviously when I showed the hidden potential system. Now we're going to be trying Android 18 on just under a 200% lead with the Master Roshi. Couldn't find a friend one, but that's okay. And yeah, I mean, look, she looks pretty good. She starts about 180k defense, give or take, obviously depending on links that are active, and support under rotation. But it's what happens afterwards that's truly the most interesting. And depending on how many super attacks you get, and depending on whether she takes a hit or not, she can range anywhere from like 450, 500k defense to 1.4 million we managed to get her to. So it's a very impressive unit, and it's the same with her attack stats. They can range anywhere from the 6 or 7 you saw in the very beginning all the way up to 14 million that you can see her getting here. So she's pretty impressive. Obviously nowadays I guess 14 million isn't the same as what it would have been about a year ago, but at the same time, for a World Tournament unit that is effectively free to play, players could have got 2 copies of her from the previous World Tournament alone. She is pretty cool. I'd have to admit and say that she does some pretty nuts stats, and also functionally her passive's pretty good. It's not that restrictive. She relies on evasion, yes, but the evasion rates is pretty good. Building her into evasion and kind of having her sit and do her thing can actually be really impressive. So I think Android 18 is actually surprisingly solid, and I think a lot of players will realize that she's actually a really fun little option that you can kind of run on teams. Obviously the big kicker is which teams and how to get her links, because she is kind of like an Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Red Ribbon Army kind of unit. She's not necessarily a unit that, let's say, has like Super Saiyan style link set where you have 3 or 4 units that share with her. Now, you don't need to run her in 200% lead, but I would say you probably want to run her at least with the Android Assault or something like that, because that's really a big chunk of her defense. And the way her passive works, the way she stacks defense on her super attacks, that extra defense from those links starts to become increasingly more important as you try to use her. But overall, a really fun, really fantastic unit. As I mentioned before, link-wise, we're looking at things like Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Shocking Speed, I think it is. But yeah, Battlefield Diva obviously helps run a Pepe Gals team. But generally speaking, those are going to be your premier link sets that you want to focus on. But she's not too link heavy a unit. It's not like she's got big bad bosses or anything, although I would definitely say Android Assault is probably the number 1 link that you want to consider. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. It's always appreciated. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. So until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and let me know what you think about Android 18. Is she solid? Is she not? Is she helping you?